Kitaunen logoiwek ya county nebo Bomet lekagomangei en betutab raini governor nebo county nebo Kericho Dr. Eric Mutai ak governor nebo county nebo Bomet Professor Hilary Barchok akomwa kole bendi konyoru kabatik chebo chaik melekwek anan bonus chemiten ngweny ngiyonien en kenyisiek chekikobata. Kamwa niton governors chebo counties chichoton tuwai Professor Hilary Barchok ak Dr. Eric Mutai en tuyet nebo stakeholders chebo chaik nekakiyai icheget en hotelit agenge nemiten en taonitab Bomet. Kosipkei ak governors choton ko takomiten chilutik chemiten en sectors nebo chaik cheboto besenwek chekikitegen factories chebo chaik ak kora netomo kealda chaik en siret noton nebo Mombasa. En kasaratan kosom ichek kandoik komatkonde polotet sector nebo chaik kobaten kobit ngalalet newendi kokon walutik chemiachen choton igochin kabatik kelchinoik en betusiek chemiten tai. Kongolole kandoik choton en tuyet nebo directors chebo kapchain kobun Bomet ak Kericho, MCAs chebo committee chebo kabatisiet en county assemblies chebo Bomet ak chebo Kericho en kwenutab stakeholders alak en maget nebo kocheng oret nekiboisien kikimit kabatisiet nebo chaik.
But some of the key proposals that have come out today is the need to bail out the tea industry. I know in history the tea industry has never been bailed out by any single government. We have had bails out in the coffee industry. We have now the coffee cherry, which is enjoyed around the coffee. We have also had bails out in the sugar industry and other sectors. But tea in history has never been bailed out. This is the time that we are calling upon both levels of government, both the county and national government, to look for an appropriate way of bailing out the tea industry. Our appeal is to the national government that if we are able to settle the loans for these farmers, they will be able to operationalize the operations well and resume back to normalcy. Because as it is now, we will continue with this problem digging hard on us even as we move to the years, because the loans that are operating on are quite heavy. In fact, we received today alarming reports that away from the commercial banks loans, the Ktda has also been forced, factories have been forced to have inter-factory borrowing from each other. And notably from the west, we've been borrowing from the east. And we have the same terrain, we have the same soil, we have the same quality of tea. And this also speaks to the matters on the management of tea. Number 4, we have equally discussed the realities that compromise on our quality of tea. And notably today we learned that in the east of Rift, we have 2 independent factories. In the south of Rift, we have close to 40 independent factories. We ask a big question to Teapot that why they are balanced in licensing. Because if they're able to license 40 factories, and they know the law too well, that you must have a minimum of 600 acres before you license an independent factory, they proceed to give licenses to almost 40 tea factories. Part of our discussion will be then we need to also reform the tea board to live in our modern times. In any case, the farmers are also funding them on what we call stabilization fund. And our discussion, because government is also funding tea board and the farmer is funding, this double funding may not be necessary. And that is why we'll also be looking forward that as part of a quick way to be able to pay out our farmers, because farmers are coming in 2 weeks, is to consider getting back the stabilization fund to the factories so that they're also able to operate.
We have to be honest with ourselves, because our teas has remained unsold for quite some time. So, and probably some of it will be disposed. So the only appeal that we'll be making to our government, the national government, is probably a bailout to the farmers. A number of factories are also having loans, and the same loans are expected, the farmer is expected to pay those loans through those deductions. We will also be appealing to the government to see a way of bailing out these farmers by paying off the loans that are owned by these factories.